Hey everyone, it's Kim Krompass from the Price Action Traders Institute. It's Tuesday, May 31st. I wanted to make a quick video on a couple of trades that I'm in, but one in particular. It's a little bit before 8:30 in the morning here in California, a little bit before 11:30 on the East Coast. Let's go ahead and take a look at something that we planned for in the New York trade planning session this morning and kind of what actually did happen. This is a screenshot from the actual recording of our morning trade planning session, and you're looking at the pound yen here, as you can see. And this morning, when I did the review, the read was that the pair was in a range, that price really hadn't begun to move in either direction. It was a really large range. It was 233 pips at the time. And we talked about the fact how discipline would play a key role here in waiting for an actual range break. However, I stated that if we got a momentum candle to the downside like this, a 50 pip or greater candle, or a momentum candle to the upside, 50 pips or greater, and we could confirm that move across the board, that I would be interested in trading the momentum trade on a suck back, and that the more experienced and consistently profitable traders in the group should consider taking that trade. Let's take a look at actually what did happen. What you're looking at here is a screenshot right after my entry on this trade, the pound yen. At this point in time, there was momentum of at least 60 pips on this candle. Notice that price was still inside this range here that we had noted earlier. This was the high of the range and this was the low of the range. And as we had mentioned, or I had mentioned on the planning session, I was interested in taking either a 50 pip momentum candle to the upside or a 50 pip dropping candle, even if it was inside the range, as long as I could confirm it across the board. And if you look at the candle at this time, you'll notice that this was confirmed with the pound dollar. I'll go ahead and bring my screenshot up of that entry as well. But both of them confirmed each other that there was something happening on the pound at the exact same moment in time, and it was a pretty big move, even though both of them were inside the range. Let me get that pound trade up for you as well. Now you're looking at a screenshot right after I took the pound dollar. This was a little bit over 50 pips at the time I entered this trade on a suck back, and you can see that it was moving at the very exact same time that the pound yen was moving. So I had confirmation across the board. There was also the EG, which is the euro pound, which was making a huge break to the upside. And I will go ahead and show you how I confirmed using that as well. So you should be able to see that at the very exact time we had the euro pound making a huge move. The euro really wasn't moving at the time. It had started to make a move to the upside, and this just blew through the upper band of this range that it had been in all night. And so this was another form of confirmation that this was a pound move. Now, what you're looking at currently is the actual trade on the pound yen. So again, here was my original entry at about 60 pips into this move to the downside. This candle ended up being 118 pips in length. This was a very large drop. You can see that I've moved my stop down now. I've locked in 50 pips here. Worst case scenario, I will come out with 50 pips. And I am tracking this trade, looking for these lows to break down here. This low right here is at 25. So I'm looking for price to come into 25, break that, move into 20, and drop down into 0.0 and actually maybe make a run for 160.80. But I will, if price does come through these lows and does come into 20, I will go ahead then and move my stop down to lock in probably 75 pips total. All right, so I'll be back with an update on this trade. Hey there, I'm back with an update, and you can see that price has now come through 20 and is fast approaching 0.0. I've moved my stop down to lock in 70 pips now on this trade. So currently I, at worst case scenario, will come out of this with plus 70. Again, I am targeting down here. So I'm looking for price to come in through and to 00, break 00, and drop down into 160.80. We'll see if that happens. I will be moving this stop down as price, and if price actually comes through 00. I'll be back with an update. Hi there, back with an update. I've now locked in plus 90 pips on this trade, as price has now come through 00 and currently is pushing down at 96. So again, I am targeting right down here at 80. So we'll see if price actually comes into that point. If it does, this trade will have produced 127 pips for me. So I'm going to keep it tight, and I will keep moving. As price makes lower lows, I will start to pull this stop down a little bit more each time, and in fact I'm going to actually pull it down to lock in 95 now. So now currently I've got plus 95 in this trade, and again I'm targeting for price to come down into 80 for 120, what I say, 127 pip trade, something like that. I'll be back with an update. All right, price has now come through 90, and I have locked in plus 100 now on this trade. So here's the lock-in level right here, plus 100. And again, price is fast approaching this 80 area. So if it comes down in through here, I will limit out with 127 pips, which we may actually see on this video. And we just need price to push through to accommodate for the spread, and it hasn't done that yet. So I may jump over and actually close this trade out, but I'm going to give it another minute or so to come through that 80 level. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and close it. Let's see if it pushes through. Come on, keep going. There we go. All right, so this trade netted 127 pips. And this again was a trade that we saw on this morning's trade planning session, or we didn't see it, we actually prepared for it, and it presented itself and was ready for traders to take advantage of. All right, I hope this helps you in your trading going forward this week, and thanks for listening.